Hello and welcome to this webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Bradley Price. I'm the Manager of Vendor Alliances here at Aquion, and it's a delight to actually be able to just introduce you to 1Password, one of our newest vendors on our line card, and one that we're particularly excited about. So let me just move my slide. Today, aside from myself on the call, we've got Jason Soliman, who's the solution engineer at 1Password. Now, 1Password, as you all probably aware, just particularly with the name, it's a very self-evident name. 1Password is indeed a password management tool and one of the leaders on the market. And for each and every person on the call today, there is an opportunity to basically have a 1Password family plan for yourself. And so what you'll be able to see there is that for each person who's attended, you'll be able to get a family plan which covers 5 family members, unlimited devices, has inbuilt advanced security with authenticated encryption, password authentication, key exchange, and many other kind of security features. So it's a very 1Password, not only the consumer, the family plan, but also the business enterprise part is a very feature-rich password manager. And Jason will very much unpack what that looks like and how different companies can deploy it onto their own in their own environments and kind of see how it actually looks. And again, we are trying to help effectively help drive the partner base for 1Password here in APAC. And so again, we're definitely interested in partnering with you guys just to help secure your own customers as well. And so with that said, I'd like to introduce Jason and pass it over to you.
Awesome. Yeah. So thanks there, Brett. I'll go ahead and share my portion of the presentation here. And what we'll be going through today is a lot from a security business standpoint. And what you should be seeing here is just a nice deck. I'll be going through mainly those potential security risks that may exist for your businesses and where those potential vulnerabilities may come from. I'll also talk about extensively here 1Password and how 1Password can be used not only to protect just your regular end user, but protect your businesses as well. And we'll do a nice deep dive eventually into the product itself. I'll be more than welcome to take everyone here through that journey of what it looks like to use 1Password, not only as an end user, but from an administrative perspective as well. And just to start off here, just talking on some of the security risks. Right now, they're at an all-time high, and it's not just your employees that may be at risk here when it comes to some of the data here. Some of the first off, the average individual is either indifferent or completely unaware of good security hygiene, and that might come to no surprise to anyone here. Secondly, and another thing to consider is that the very people that develop the infrastructure that we rely on, so the tools that we use and the software that we use on a day-to-day basis, they may not be practicing good security hygiene. You can see 77% of developers still have access to their previous employer secrets. And the third point here, IT and security teams, for the most part, have poor visibility into what's actually happening from an end user standpoint, and not having the visibility, not having some governance on what their end users can do is always a concern. Some of these security risks get a little bit more complicated when we talk about today's current landscape with the remote work and some of the hybrid workplace policies and methodologies that have come up over recent times. And as a result, some traditional security models are being upended. Bring your own device policies come into play where employees may use their personal device to connect to work services, as well as just a general shift to cloud-based services where solutions are often adopted or used without IT approval or awareness. And that's a big problem that we are on our space called shadow IT. Security isn't user-friendly for sure. The number one reason for data breaches is weak reuse credentials, and generating and then finding a way to store those and remember some of those login credentials are always tough. And the average cost of a data breach in 2021 was quite costly, around $4.2 million per breach, and you can see those averages go up when remote workers are involved. Just to sum it up, there are a lot of numbers, not only around a dollar amount, but on some of the work that takes place as well. And it takes a ton of time to identify, contain, and recover from a particular data breach, and that also gets compounded with extra time for remote workers. And sometimes the businesses do struggle to see the entire picture. It's not just end users that we're seeing here. It's potential exposed passwords and secrets, maybe some weakened or reused credential use within your employees. Shadow IT is always big, and then previous access or previous employee access to secrets is always something to keep in mind as well. And when it comes to 1Password and how we fit in to all of this and how we can potentially solve some of these issues are mainly through these three key pillars. So the first one being productivity, and productivity not only for your end users, but for your administrators or anyone else using 1Password and managing the tool. Our second layer is security. So we're secure by design. We've been deeply focused on security since the beginning, and I'll be sure to go into some of those aspects there during the demo. And thirdly, we offer, I'd say, quite granular control, whether that be providing role-based access control or providing enterprise level policies for all of your users. We have a ton of tools there to make sure that your end users are protected. And just jumping into each one of these pillars individually here. We can see first off, productivity made easy. Not only do we make it easy for users to create, save, and autofill credentials in their day-to-day, which I'll be able to take everyone through today, we also do make it easier for users outside of that particular use case, whether that be integrating with existing tools as well as working with developers from an infrastructure secret standpoint. From a security standpoint, I'll be sure to highlight once we get to it, our two-secret key derivation and how that separates us from any one of our competitors, as well as go through all of the particular policies and added security functions within 1Password. And the third point here, having some controls to stay protected. I'll be more than sure to go through all of your options when it comes to detecting or reporting or pulling particular pieces of activity for your 1Password account. And we also make it from a productivity standpoint as easy as possible for you to deploy a tool like this as well. A question that might come up from anyone here is what separates and what sets 1Password apart from some of the competition. And to sum it up, this is where we stand. Cross-platform compatibility is something that we do rely on. We have a fairly seamless experience across all of the platforms that you use. We've been consumer focused from the beginning, so that's something of a value add for us. Secondly, our security model is quite robust, and we've always been privacy first, and we're completely zero knowledge and zero trust on the secrets that you do store within 1Password. And thirdly, the future. We have been working on some pieces when it comes to working with cloud-based identity providers, as well as working with passwordless solutions in the future as well. Yeah, that's mainly it. I'll be sure to go through honestly everything that I've covered here during that business demo. And speaking of that business demo, it is time for me to jump in for a few minutes or so to cover a lot of what I just went through. And I'll go ahead and share my other screen here. All right, you should be seeing a Windows web application login page for 1Password. Before I start, if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them in the Q&A. We will have some time for me to answer any questions that come in. So more than happy to answer those here. All right.
Step up window. It's there, the Q&A. We do want to engage. If there's any questions, by all means, please do use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this time is definitely for you. So no problem having to do any of that here. So what we're seeing here is 1Password from a web application standpoint, and it's a good time for me to talk about our security model and what makes us a little bit different and unique, and in our eyes, a little bit more secure as well. In order to get into my account and to access the information that I have available to me, I'll have to input an account password, and that's typical, and that's what we see with most platforms. But that's not the only thing that's protecting data for you and for each and every one of your end users. You can see right here, slightly obfuscated, and what's part of our entire security model here is what we at 1Password call the secret key. So this is something that each and every end user is going to have, and they'll have just one for each of them. It's a 34-digit character length key that's locally and randomly generated on account creation. And from an encryption standpoint, this essentially adds another 128 bits of entropy on top of that account password during generating those encryption and decryption keys to protect and effectively access your data there. The goal is for the account password to protect data on device. So for any devices that I've logged into before, so any browser applications, desktop applications, mobile, as well as the browser here. The goal for that secret key is to protect data off device. So for any new device logins or anything of the like there, that secret key is part of that decryption process, and it's used here to help protect data off device there. And we do make it as easy as possible for end users to input a secret key onto a new device if they have existing access to their previous platforms. Moving on here and signing in into my account with my account password, I'm greeted with a dashboard here, more from an administrative standpoint. It goes through a lot of our numbers regarding user states, as well as user management and recovery. We also have options that I'll eventually get into when it comes to going over password health and strength, as well as some of the reporting that we have available in 1Password. But those are all things I will talk about in just a bit. The first thing I'd like to talk about here are vaults. Vaults are our way at 1Password to organize, structure, and effectively share information on the account. And with this, we'll have the ability to save and add items and share items on the 1Password account as well. The first type of vault is a private vault. This is a vault that every end user is going to have, and the goal here is for those end users to store business-related information that's only relevant to them. So anything like pieces of login information, any secure nodes. We also support documents and attachments, as well as much, much more. For each and every one of our items, we do allow for custom fields, custom sections, and custom templates if needed. Every other vault that you do see here is going to be a shared vault in the world of 1Password. And this is where we can create particular shared repositories, share them to not only individuals, but groups of users as well. And that's something that I'll get into near the tail end of the demo here. But going into some of the key features for each and every one of the items that we have in 1Password. So items are anything we store within a particular vault. I can see any version histories of particular items to see if any changes may have been made to that item, as well as who's gone in and made that change as well. You can also see any previously used passwords that may have been generated for that particular item as well, to make sure we don't we don't lose any particular histories of that item in the past there. From a password health and strength standpoint, we have a watchtower report. That's what we call it, to run on each and every vault on the account. We work with haveibeenpwned.com to pull a full breach database to compare within all of the items in 1Password, whether that be any compromised websites that may have been breached in the past, any reused passwords within the vault, any weak passwords from a complexity standpoint, any unsecured websites, so any URLs that aren't HTTP secure, as well as two-factor authentication. 1Password can be used as a TOTP or a two-factor authentication authenticator app, so we keep in track of any platforms here that do. And then lastly, we keep in track of any expiration dates on our items. The goal when it comes to sharing information within 1Password would be, first off, creating that shared vault based off the use case. So this could be either project, department, or location, or any other use case that you may see fit. Secondly, adding all of your relevant information to that shared vault, whether that be particular guidelines or just your standard login information. And then thirdly, providing proper access and permissions to individuals as well as groups to that shared vault. So that's going to be our main method of sharing information within 1Password. But we also do have other options when it comes to sharing individual items to users either outside of your department or outside of the organization. Instead of copying and pasting credentials through an email or through a direct message, we have the ability here instead to generate a secured shared link. We can generate a link to share. We can drill it down to just email verification, and we can have that link expire after a certain set of time or after a certain number of viewing for that item, and instead send that link over to a user of your choosing here. So that's going to be the main functionality, and I'd say the key functions that we have within Vault in 1Password. The next thing I'll be going into here is invitations and how you bring your users into 1Password. Traditionally, that's done through an email invitation process where a user will go ahead and create their account password as well as their secret key. And how that email invite can be sent out is done through a few different methods. And the first one being just your standard email invitation process. We also do have a sign up link for a more opt-in process. And then lastly, we do have the ability to integrate with a few cloud-based identity providers to automate some of the user creation and invitation as well. We work with this set of cloud-based IDPs, so these 6 for skin-based user provisioning. So user invitation and creation is available. User group management from your IDP into 1Password is available, as well as revocation or revoking access in real time to those users as well. That's all capable here in 1Password. When a user goes ahead and generates an account password as well as the secret key, they'll be an active user on the account, and they'll have access to their private vaults as well as all of the vaults that they've been explicitly given access to. But there may come a situation, maybe from an IT or a security standpoint, where they either forget their account password or lose their secret key, or a little bit of both. We do have the ability from an administrative standpoint here to recover a user. This will essentially send a new email invite out. This will provide Terrence here the opportunity to create a new account password, create and generate a new secret key, and then Terrence here will have continued access to his data moving forward. We also do have options when it comes to revoking access in real time for users. The first one being a just full deletion of user data. So just a full irrevocable step. And then we also have suspending a user. This will revoke a user's access in real time, and we'll have the ability for suspended user to reactivate a user if needed there. So that's it when it comes to user states. Once you've brought in your users, the next thing to do, the natural thing to do would be to create that vault structure. And you'll be able to do that here within the vault section and create a new vault by going into the top left here. We're also able to manage any existing vault access just by searching or scrolling and finding your particular shared vault here. Within this page, within a vault details page, I'm able to manage who has access and provide new access to a shared vault if needed, as well as manage any existing access to the account or to individuals, as well as groups here. This is where we're able to look at a lot of those permissions here. And I'll open this up. We do get pretty granular when it comes to the use cases that you'd like to have versus actions that you'd like to disable if needed. But we have granular settings to enable or disable, view, create, edit, archive, and delete of the items that you store within 1Password. We also do have a few client settings that will allow or disable the movement of items either to or from various vaults. So that's how you're able to manage your shared vault. We're able to set individually a set of permissions or a group of users with groups here. And that'll be the other side of our role-based access control coin. Groups are how you manage your users. We'll be able to add or remove any particular users within a group. As we see here, we're also able to manage all of the vaults that a group has access to here as well. Lastly, if you wanted to manage some of the global based settings, whether that be the management of your users or management of the overall account, we're actually able to manage and provide some of those global based permissions within groups as well. We do have some default groups when it comes to administrators as well as super admins. We call them owners for you to use as well. And that's it when it comes to role-based access control. Our recommendation here would be creating your vaults based off the use case. So as I mentioned, based off of project, department, or location. Creating those groups that align with those shared vaults and then providing access to those groups to those various shared vaults there. Moving on to some of the reporting that we have available to you. I'm sure some of you folks here might be curious. We do have the ability right off the bat to view item usage. So to see what item was accessed and when it was accessed is something that we're able to provide within a nice neat report here. You can see all of the items that may have been accessed, as well as who's gone in and made the action itself, as well as the action that's taken place. We do have the ability to track any autofills, any copies, any edits, any exports as well, to see if any interesting activity is happening on the account. Moving on to some of other reports, we do have a sign-in attempts report that goes over failed or reported sign-in attempts. And from a geographical perspective, we can see where these sign-ins are coming from. If we needed to act quick from a security standpoint, this is somewhat tying into our security policies. We have the ability to deny an IP address as well as deny country to the 1Password service if needed. Going through the rest of our reports when talking about or when coming from a password health and strength standpoint, we have the business watchtower here. That goes over not just individual shared vault watchtower data, but for all of the vaults that get created on your account, we are able to see all of the potential vulnerable items that may exist on the account. We can dive in to any one of these if needed, and we're able to find and locate and pinpoint any particular pieces of vulnerable data right away. And moving on from our reports, the insights page covers a little bit of the same here. First things first, we're able to look at all of that password health and strength data from a nice bird's eye view from more of an administrative standpoint. We're also able to look at some numbers when it comes to adoption. I know adoption is important when it comes to launching new products to various businesses. So this is something that's always nice to have. And one nice value add when it comes to actually implementing a 1Password business for your end users here is each and every end user is going to have the ability to claim their own free 1Password values account. So something that we are offering at the end of this call is something that is available to all of your end users as well. So it's not only good for them to have an account for their business to store their business related information. It's good to keep personal information in a separate location as well. When it comes to the rest of our reporting, the activity log is the last piece that I'll go over here. It's our nice long and robust activity log that goes over vault usage, item usage, as well as group management as well. We go over quite a few particular actions within the 1Password account. And for each and every action here, we do have the ability to filter by a particular action as well as filter by a specific user here if needed. And that's everything when it comes to reporting. Next thing I'll be moving into, and we're nearing the tail end here for the administrative side of things at least, is our security policies and some of our advanced protection features that we do support. The first one being an account password policy. So this is just a policy on the 1Password account password. We can set a custom policy here if needed to include any particular special requirements if you'd like on the account. The sign-in attempt report, as I've previously mentioned, has the ability to block any particular IPs or deny any particular countries to the 1Password service if needed. And this goes hand in hand with our firewall rules. This provides us with an allow, report, or deny action for each and every one of our locations here, whether that be countries, continents, IP addresses, and ranges, as well as anonymous IP. Moving on from this, we'll have some options when it comes to restricting globally that secured shared link generation. We also have options for two-factor authentication on the 1Password account, whether that be through TOTP-based authenticator apps like your Microsoft Authenticator, like your Okta Verify. We also do work with hardware-based security keys like YubiKey. We do have the ability to enforce it globally as well if you'd like. Lastly, we do have some options when it comes to specifying and requiring modern versions of our applications. And we do have separate client applications for desktop, whether that be macOS, Windows, or Linux. We do have dedicated applications for mobile with being iOS and Android. Moving on here and going over the last few bits here, we do have options to specify default vault permissions as well as limit some of the file storage on the account. Lastly, we do have, and we are working towards unlocking your 1Password account with your identity provider. We do support Okta currently, but we are looking to work with more cloud-based IDPs here. This is more commonly known as single sign-on or SSL. So that is something that we're looking forward to in the future here. That's it when it comes to our security policies. The last thing I'll go through before jumping into the end user experience here is integrations. Going through each one at a high level is something I'll be going through today. First things first, we do have a nice secrets management tool, an infrastructure secrets management tool. So if you're familiar with something like HashiCorp Vault or Azure Key Vault for infrastructure secrets management, we do actually have a standalone tool that'll provide you with a REST API to manage your infrastructure machine secrets in the same place where you manage your human secrets. User provisioning is something I talked about, but just to recap, we'll be able to provision, deprovision, as well as push groups over from your cloud-based IDP into 1Password. Events reporting is nice here. we have the ability, and we do have an API here to work with any scene tool of your choice, so not just the ones listed here, to pull in JSON data for item usage as well as sign-in attempts into any scene tool that you need. Lastly, we have some integrations for alerts and notifications, native two-factor, masked email, as well as virtual cards. The last thing I'll talk about here is we do have the ability for you to use and utilize our command line tool for you to sign in as an end user there and build any automated workflows if you like there. That's it when it comes to the administrative side of things. The next thing that I'll jump into before taking any questions is our end user experience. I'll be showing mainly the browser extension, but I also have the desktop application good to go, ready to go as well. I'll be going through the workflow of using 1Password to sign up for an account in Blue Mountains IT. This is the platform of my choice. I'll also go through the workflow of changing a current password within 1Password, as well as setting up two-factor authentication within that item itself. We find that particularly useful for any shared accounts that might come up. Right away, within a sign-up field, 1Password does suggest a few pieces of identity information that include a few emails for me to make my sign-up process just a little bit easier. I'll go ahead and sign up as Paper at michaelscottpapercompany.com. And once I get into the password field, 1Password does suggest a nice long and strong 20-character length password for me. It'll do its best, and the extension will do its best to work within the requirements of whatever platform that you're saving a password or generating a password for. And then I'm prompted by 1Password to save a particular item or this item either in my private vault or all of the vaults that I have creation access to. If I'm signed into multiple accounts, so say if I'm signed into my family's account as well as my business account, I can choose which account to save this item into as well. I can go ahead and sign up, and the next time I log in, I can either autofill from the browser from this prompt, or I can just click into the field, click on the prompt itself, and I'm good to go there. Changing a current password is just as easy as going into a change password form and clicking on that current password field fills in that right away. Any new password fields will be generated automatically, a brand new long and strong password by 1Password, and 1Password will prompt the user to update that existing item in 1Password as well. I can go ahead and submit that change, and the next time I log in, I am good to go with my brand new credentials there. The last thing that I'll do is set up two-factor authentication here. This, as I've mentioned, this is useful when it comes to sharing items with a rotating TOTP for two-factor authentication. Instead of bugging an individual user for an email or a text message, we're more than welcome to add a rotating MFA code to an item and share that item to a group of individuals instead. Instead of going into the edit and manually copying and pasting for manual entry here, 1Password does have a nice neat option to scan a QR code instead. This will automatically add that rotating time-based one-time password. And for any TOTP related fields, I'll have the ability to fill that in right away, and I'm good to go there. And then the next time I log in, this will be the last time I log in, I'll be prompted for MFA or 2FA. 1Password fills that in for me right away, and I'm good to go. And that's it when it comes to the end user experience. We make it as easy as possible for your end users to generate, even change, and set up two-factor authentication for their various platforms without even needing to manually go into the applications itself. So from a productivity standpoint, it's definitely a good help there. And that's it when it comes to both the business demo as well as the end user experience. I'll share my other screen here just to go through the last few bits for everyone here. We'll have some time, and I'm not sure if any questions came in, but we'll have some time now for some Q&A. Brett, I don't know if you've been on. I don't. Yeah.
No, I
Are there
haven't
any
seen that
questions here?
yet.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
said, I will say though, just for everybody who's on the call, that again, 1Password is one of the most intuitive password management solutions in the market. As many of you are probably aware, the Australian government have been pushing password management hard. And really, password management is one of the most fundamental kind of additions to any proper security posture, because let's face it, passwords are so vital, and making sure good passwords are utilized, but also the making sure that passwords are actually managed, particularly on shared resources, is absolutely vital, because the last thing you want is a company to be breached, and needless to say, 1Password mitigates against that. One thing probably also worth knowing is that 1Password is very secure when it comes to the transmitting of information. So everything that Jason did there regarding autofill and everything, when it's actually passing that information through, it's actually one of the most secure password managers on the market when it's actually transmitting data. It also has a great track record when it comes to actually password not being breached, because again, there's other players in the market which have been breached lately, and so it's good to know what alternatives there are out in the market. And let's face it, who else is kind of pushed by Ryan Reynolds? So it's already differentiated as well. All right, so there are some password, some questions have come in. So Jason, I'll ask you these. When sharing passwords with a friend, do they have to be a 1Password user to see the password? LastPass doesn't allow this, and it's really annoying. It makes the friend sign up to LastPass to see the shared password.
Yeah, that's a great question. Right off the bat, the answer is the user, when it comes to sharing that individual password, does not need to be a 1Password user. So you're more than welcome to share individually an item, a login credential to anyone outside of 1Password, and they'll be good to go to access that password without signing up at all. So no problem there.
All right, thanks for that. Jason, here's another one. What incentives are offered to entice end users to move across from competitors to 1Password? Tricky question.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've taken a lot, especially in the light of some breaches, to entice users. One thing I can always talk about specifically for this is our security model, just relying on that, and how we're completely zero knowledge and zero trust on the actual pieces that can derive your data. So when it comes to all of the keys, so your account passwords as well as your secret keys, we at 1Password will never have access to any of that. So if an employer, if someone were to access our data or gain access to our encrypted data, they still won't have access to de-encrypt that, just because all of the keys that will derive those decryption keys will only live on the end user's device. So us being zero knowledge is definitely a certain key aspect there. And one thing that does separate us from some competitors here is how we encrypt our items as well. So all of the data that you save within 1Password within your various items, so titles, website URLs, anything that you keep in there, will be 100% fully encrypted. That's something that we take quite seriously. We don't want any pieces of our items that are saved available to anyone in the company as well. So I'd say mainly security will be our incentive there.
Yeah, thanks, Jason. And again, Aquion's very happy to help if there's particular prospective opportunities where you want to just to look in how to displace an incumbent password manager. We'll be definitely happy to help however we can in order to just make the 1Password option much more attractive. I mean, that said, like Jason said, it's already a feature heavy, very intuitive platform, which already, when it comes to Apple comparison, wins virtually hands down. All right, they're the only questions I've seen.
I think I think we're good on the questions there, unless Brett, you had something else here. Yeah.
Oh no, that's all. That's all I had. Now the only other main question, which I'm sure a lot of people on the call are asking for, is how do they go ahead and get the keys for their family plan?
Yes, the family plan, and that's something that I was really happy about when I joined the organization just about a year ago to have my own personal account here, and really appreciate everyone's time today. So in order to redeem your free 1Password families account, feel free to reach out to our partners team. They're the ones that set all of this up. Partners@1password.com is the email I recommend reaching out for that 1 year free 1Password families account. Definitely useful for sure.
Great, thanks, Jason. We'll certainly be sending an email out to all the people who have jumped on the call to remind you how to actually redeem that. Go back to my share my screen. And so, as mentioned, for everyone who's on the call, you are all entitled to that free family plan. And so, again, definitely take it up. It's worth it. And other than that, by all means, if you have any actual business opportunities that you would like to help with from the Aquion team, then please do reach out to quotes@aquion.com.au or reach out to your account manager. Hopefully, you know who your account manager is. Otherwise, just send an email up to quotes@aquion.com.au or phone 1300 278 466, and we'll definitely help you with all your password management opportunities as they arise. And with that said, that's everything from me. So thank you so much for jumping on, and hopefully we'll hear from you shortly.